Standard manufacturing, the S333 Thunderstruck revolver Generation 3. Okay, I debated whether or not to even present this one. I'm just going to come out and say it. This gun is stupid. But it has a two-piece aluminum frame with integrated iron sights. It has a polymer lower frame with an aluminum upper frame. It's with dovetailed sights, 2 1/4 inch barrel for that, that awesome power of the 22, capacity that's in there. It fires 2 of them at once, though. That's the big claim to fame. Holds 8 rounds total, so firing 2 at once, you get 4 shots. Anyway, the third generation has a set trigger that lets the shooter pull the trigger to a stop, which presumably rotates the cylinder and cocks the hammer, and then you have a second stage of a lighter trigger pull to fire the gun. The set trigger can be safely released and decocked from its first stage stop should you decide not to fire the gun. It's 22 Winchester Magnum, so you got that awesome power of 22 Magnum, but it is coming out of a 2 1/4 inch barrel, so it is what it is. 8 rounds, high strength steel cylinder. Double barrel, double action revolver, 2 rounds fired with each pull of the trigger, 70-75 aircraft grade aluminum with anodized finished frame, integral articulated trigger safety, transfer bar blocks firing pin from the hammers, barrel integral steel, the grip's polymer. It comes in 18 ounces. MSRP is $429. I just looking at this thing, let me pull up, make it full size here just so you can, really get a good look at it. It's interesting. I'll be honest. I like all firearms. I think they're interesting and everything. I just don't really quite get this one. I've never fired one, so in full transparency. However, I've not heard good things about them. Basically, I've heard the trigger pulls are not great. It sounds like on the Generation 3 they have done some work on that to lighten the trigger pull. Remember, you're cocking, 2 striker assemblies on there and all that kind of stuff. 22 caliber rimfire ammo has a lot of things of concern for self-defense cartridge. It's that rimfire being one of them. Now, firing 2 at once helps to alleviate some of that. I mean, so if one of them does fail, you still have one that's going down, going down the chute. With that being said, it's still, 2 1/4 inch barrel. It's not a small gun by any means still. I think there's better options out there. But if you like the weird and interesting, this is another one that's out there. Another thing with this barrel is a longer barrel than their prior versions. So they did recognize the need to maybe, up the velocity a little bit on there. So it is a little bit better than the prior versions. And then again, some of the reports I've seen on the earlier versions as far as accuracy leave a lot to be desired. But there again, I haven't, in full disclosure, haven't tried one myself. This might be one actually we might need to actually try to get one just to put it through the ringer and see what it's done. Maybe I'll change my tune. So anyway, let us know what you think down in the comments. So I'm sure someone's going to say that they've got one, it's the best gun ever. And if that's the case and you like it, then more power to you. I think it's great. There's a seat for every butt, so to speak. So, whatever floats people's boat.